Okay, welcome to this week's painting video. Let's see. Get out my slightly bigger brush to base coat the tunic. And I've got this right here is a mix of the drow nipple pink and some tanned shadow. I'm gonna go for kind of an off-white is what we'll build this up to. Now I might come back with just the round nipple pink and full, just mixed on its own with some water to really darken the shadows, but we'll see. I'm taking it pretty light, so this honestly might be enough. I'm gonna go ahead and do a second coat. And the way this is sculpted, you could totally do two different colors and make it so that it's two different pieces of cloth. I think especially on the back here. When you go to the front, this does look like it could be a separate material or color if you really wanted to. I just chose not to, because I have kind of like a specific idea in mind. So doing it all one color as if it's all one piece of garment works a lot better with what I'm going for. Okay, we can at least get started on the garment a little bit more. Here are the colors that I've got. So as I mentioned, this one's a mix of drawn nickel pink and tan shadow, and then that next one is mostly tan shadow, and then this one we've got Syrian sand with a little bit of tan shadow, and then this one's a mix of Syrian sand and vampire powder, which I just realized has a 2 in front of it, so I think I was gonna go with, I just remembered I was gonna go with vampiric mist and I just picked up vampiric powder. Oh well. That would probably be the better one to go with. So they're not necessarily interchangeable. Vampiric mist is a bit more more bluey. It's got a little bit of a blue tint to it versus this. I don't know if you can see that very well. But that's okay. We will, if I get to the highlights tonight, we will go with what I have mixed up. Okay, and this is that tan shadow color. So the second shadow technically, so you're gonna be hitting most, still be painting most of the area, but you want to leave in a little bit of that shadow. And if you accidentally do too much, you can always come back with your shadow, that dark shadow color, and just kind of bring it back in. And you'll see me doing these kinds of strokes on this, and that's just because that way if I don't get a perfect blend, it'll be fine because it'll just give that texture that a lot of fabric or linen would have anyway. And I just worked in that shadow, darker shadow color in here, kind of went blended a little bit. Let's just do like maybe a little section here. Getting to that 20-minute mark, but I'd like to be able to kind of see how this will look. I think I definitely need to thin this down a little bit more. You really see it start to go that kind of off-white though color. This is kind of basically the mid-tone color now. You're gonna still put it in a lot of places, including even into some of the stuff that would be in shadow. It would kind of act as maybe like more like the highest highlight in the shadows. And do a little bit of wet blending with that previous color. But there's a little bit of a smoother transition. Just go back and forth between the two. Now get into the highlights. So we want to pick out here with these colors areas that are actually getting hit. When we hit like multi-light, and you can easily just, if you're gonna do like an overhead light, just stand the mini up and see a lot in here. And then I'm also going to do kind of right here just to help create some more contrast between these two pieces. I don't want to just completely erase that. There are overlaps here. I want to go too. Starting to go beyond what I had previous colors. Okay, and now for the very highest highlight, just to see how this looks, and we can always change this to that vampiric mist. Since it is just a highlight, it might be okay. The main reason I do believe I was gonna go a different route was just because of that little hint of green that's in this, which isn't quite the color scheme that I had picked. But I think it, since it's so little, I think it might be okay. Because I have so many of the other colors that do work in this game. So there we go. You can see a little bit up here and just how it's going to look like. A little bit of that kind of like ghostly off-white feel to it with that like purplish shadow in there. That looks good. So we will continue with that next week and we'll work on finishing that next week, hopefully. And I hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving for those that do celebrate Thanksgiving. Enjoy your week and hope you get some painting done. Goodbye.